It is about $400 billion.
It's about $500 billion
outlays.
more, right?
It's about what?
$500 billion more, right?
About that.
Isn't it a fact that since 2019 until today, I'm not including the extra $500 billion that y'all want to spend, since 2019 through today, U.S. population has increased 1.8%, and the federal government's budget is up 55%. Isn't that a fact?
Well, we had a pandemic.
Isn't that a fact, though? Are my numbers right?
I don't know those numbers.
You don't know? You never looked at that?
I don't have those numbers in my head. I'm not disputing them.
Okay. Isn't it a fact that the president's proposed budget proposes $4.7 trillion in new taxes?
It does propose significant additional taxes, yes.
4.7 trillion? Okay. You talked about reducing deficit. Isn't it a fact that under President Biden's proposed budget, that gross debt will rise from $32.7 trillion at the close of this year to $51 trillion by 2033?
I'm sorry, what number did you give me for?
The president's proposed budget will increase gross debt from $33 trillion at the close of this year to $51 trillion in 2033. Isn't that correct?
Well, debt held by the public, which is,
No, ma'am, that's gross debt. Isn't that a fact?
that's probably a fact.
So you haven't reduced the deficit, have you?
The deficit, the debt and deficits are reduced by the president's budget.
How can you go from $33 trillion to $51 trillion and call that a reduction in the deficit?
Because that's a calculation for which you need a baseline, and then you compare the budget and the deficits and debt in the budget with a baseline in which there are none of the changes either in revenues or in spending that are proposed in the budget.
Here's my baseline. At the end of this year, we project people a lot smarter than me, probably not than you, but smarter than me.
Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday to all of you. I have breaking news to share with you this afternoon. It was just confirmed. There is a new list of states that are finally considering to send out more stimulus checks. So if you have received a stimulus check in the past, you will likely qualify for more stimulus support. These new checks are due to be sent out in just a few weeks. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing 2 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, friends, of winning the giveaways. Back in 2020, things were looking bleak, with a crisis raging and uncertainty about what was to come next. Then there was some good news when it was announced that stimulus checks would be sent out to Americans who are finding themselves in dire financial straits due to the global shutdown. The good news is that some U.S. states and cities are planning to send residents stimulus checks in 2023. In the state of California, many may receive checks worth $200 to $1,050. But friends, this is depending on your income, filing status, and whether you have dependents. Most residents of the Golden State are familiar with the middle class tax refunds, which are available to citizens who filed 2020 California state taxes by October 15, 2021, and who lived in California full-time for a minimum of 6 months in 2020. As long as Californians cannot be claimed as 2020 tax dependents on someone else's return and did not exceed the California adjusted gross income limit, then chances are that you will qualify for this payment. In the state of Idaho, residents who received a tax rebate this past year and have already filed their 2022 taxes may be required to refile some tax documentation. The Internal Revenue Service issued new guidance late last week that anyone who received a tax rebate does not need to report the payment on their 2022 tax return. Individual taxpayers were eligible for $300. Joint filers were eligible for $600, or for both instances, 10% of the tax amount reported on their 2020 tax return, whichever number is greatest. It is complicated math that adds up to a check for Idaho residents. Last year, the state issued 2 tax rebates for full-year residents who filed Idaho state income taxes for 2020 and 2021 by the end of last year. The rebate payments will be sent throughout this year in conjunction to when Idaho residents filed the necessary tax returns in 2022. So according to Idaho state officials, if you believe you are eligible for the 2022 tax rebate but did not receive it yet, you can check the status on your refund using the State Tax Commission's Where's My Rebate tool. Also, roughly 880,000 Maine residents are due to receive a $450 direct payment within weeks. The winter energy relief payments, intended to supplement home heating over the winter, were announced by Governor Janet Mills. To be eligible, Maine residents must have filed a 2021 tax return by October 31st, 2022, been a full-time resident of the state for all of 2021, and made $100,000 or less as an individual, or $200,000 or less when filing jointly. All eligible Maine residents do not need to do anything else, as they are pre-selected according to these criteria. So dear friends, if you reside in any one of these states, please make sure that you do receive your checks. In the state of New Jersey, the Anchor Tax Relief Program will send rebates of $1,500 to residents who owned homes in 2019, with a total income of $150,000 or less in 2023. Homeowners with incomes between $150,000 to $250,000 a year should expect payments of $1,000. New Jersey renters with a 2019 tax return showing their income of $150,000 or less can anticipate a $450 rebate check. All eligible New Jersey residents qualify for $500 for every ITIN holder listed on their tax return under the ITIN program. So throughout the crisis, New Mexico residents have been eligible to receive several extra relief payments from the state. The estimated amount for the first rebate was $250 for single residents and married couples with a separate 2021 tax return. The second rebate check was worth $1,000 for joint filers and $500 for single residents and married couples who had filed separately in 2021. The state of New Mexico has rebates planned for residents in 2023. So as long as you file a 2021 New Mexico state tax return by May 31st, 2023, and remain unclaimed as a dependent on someone else's return, you may be eligible for another stimulus payment. The second stimulus is part of a bill that is set to be passed at the end of this month. Well, my most amazing and dearest friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Wednesday. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community and for being here every single day. This coming Friday, I will be announcing 2 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dear friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.